They are my kings. They are my queens. They are my gods. I would be nothing without
Foremothers, yeah.
older butch lesbians. Like, I think about them all the time. I bow to their, I kiss the ring. Like, everything to me is like
They walked so we
they
can
walk so we could do this fucking stupid
Yeah.
podcast.
Oh my
We're
God.
we're
I
rushed.
never thought this was how it was going to happen, but we're
And
here.
it's
This is perfect. We have a time limit. We can't
Mhm.
obsess about the beginning. We got to go already.
We gotta go.
Okay. Welcome to our first ep, you guys.
It's crazy. I
Thanks.
woke up at 9:45 in order to watch. Not that that's that early. in
Ooh,
order anyway, 7:45 in order to watch LFG Let's Fucking Go.
that's the US women's soccer team equal pay documentary.
I just
That
got
no?
dizzy. I just got dizzy.
Oh my God. How I got overwhelmed, Crosby. How many minutes in did you make it when Megan Rapinoe first arrives on the screen, right?
That was probably a big moment for you. I was still hesitant. Like, for me, I'm not a Megan baby yet,
Sure. And
or
for
at least
me, yeah, for me, like I have been since 2012. And I don't mean to be like, oh, I was on her before everybody, but I was actually on her in 2011 and 12 because she is such a huge part of Abby Wambach, of course. So
yeah. You've always been you were an early Pinot baby,
yeah.
and I'm a Sue Bird baby.
Right, which plays into our theory is going to be very central around here that you're either a soccer gay or a basketball gay,
That's
right?
true.
And, we all have kind of shades of both, but it's whatever one you like kind of primarily tend towards.
Mhm.
And it's not about what you play necessarily. It's like, what are you into, right? Um,
I always fancied myself about obviously I'm a basketball gay.
yeah. And I'm a soccer gay, so it works out
Yeah,
perfectly.
yeah, yeah. But I always thought, and I was like, oh, that makes sense because Julia leans like
Mm,
Julia's more open to liking femme girls.
mhm,
And
mhm.
I like I'm less open to that, I think, in my like attraction level. So I always was just like, oh, basketball girls are like more butchy. They're just like more, the vibe is like gayer somehow.
Sure.
But then I watched this doc and I was
It's
like,
not that femmy. It's not that femmy.
wait a minute. Like even Jess McDonald, who I don't, is she gay?
I don't know. Unknown. Unknown. Oh my God. So sweet. Her. Okay. So sweet. Yes. Continue.
All I'm saying is like even the straight girls, okay, if you are if you're playing sports and you're a straight girl playing sports. It's like you are a token straight girl. Like Alex Morgan is like straight. She's like a straight girl.
Yeah.
But then like
Popular gal.
if you're not like outwardly straight, you're gay.
Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly it. That's exactly it.
Carly Lloyd is gay, right?
She's not gay. Your mouth just dropped open. She has a husband. Of course, having a husband does not mean you are not gay.
That's true.
But it is, yeah, it's
When
the
she
numbers.
slid across the grass.
That was gay, right? That was gay. This whole documentary, this is a feast of gay hands. I'll say that. If you're new around here, Crosby and I are really into gay hands. If you know, you know. And this was certainly a delectable array. Look, I'm just going to go ahead and say it.
Mm-hmm.
If they wanted me to pay attention to the equal pay issue, why did they put so many hot women in the documentary?
Right. I mean, we're on board.
It's
We're like, pay them.
it's hard to pay attention to. I'm Samantha. I'm like,
Yeah, you're like,
LFG? Honey, how about you F me? And
I mean,
Miranda would be like trying to get them all to care.
she's like, listen, wait, speaking of Miranda, the lawyer,
Oh,
the man lawyer, do we
yeah.
have a word for,
Ally.
like F word hag? Do we have the hag, blank hag word for
Oh,
like girls who hang around gay
yes,
guys?
yes, yes, yes.
He's that
Yeah.
for gay girls.
I don't know what it is, but I trust we'll find it on this podcast.
Yeah, do we not have a word for that? We need one because I love him and he
I love him
reminds me of like straight guys who are down with lesbians, not in a like
in a
in the
gross
middle.
way. Yeah. Yeah. He's daddy for
He's
sure.
daddy. He's
He's
daddy.
literally daddy, like not
Yeah.
gross daddy, like how you all made it gross.
Yeah.
He's
How you
daddy
all refer to your
actually.
fucking girlfriends.
Yeah.
We get it. She straps.
Yeah.
We
um
got it.
I love that we both had the experience of watching the doc in the morning because I started it last night. And it took me about 3 hours
Mm-hmm.
and I still wasn't done with it because I had to rewind so many times.
Wait, I didn't finish either.
Okay. No, well, I finished this morning is what I'm
Okay.
saying. I
Oh,
started it
okay.
last night, finished this morning, because I had to pause and rewind so many things. And also because I also had to rewind because I was playing my mini gay girlfriend app on my phone a lot. And well,
Julia discovered an app where talk to us.
okay, this was an app. It was like sometime around 2012. I couldn't remember the name of it. That's why I was
Mm.
searching all over the internet for it. It's called Mini Gay GF. You basically keep a girlfriend, like a Tamagotchi. Okay, you pick a little cartoon lesbian to be your girlfriend. You ask her out a bunch of times. She says no for a while, and then she says yes, and then you can like play these stupid games to like flirt with her and win stuff. But
And what makes her a gay girlfriend?
just that the app is called Mini Gay Girlfriend. You know,
Can we show for the YouTube viewers? Can we see your girlfriend?
sure
Because
can.
I don't think you're being quite honest. I think we're very clear on what makes her a gay girlfriend.
Of
You have her
course,
in a
of
vest and a
course.
tie, Julia.
Yeah. Well, I didn't
Julia?
dress her. I didn't
Oh,
dress
they
her. You pick from there's a stable sort of, and this is important. You pick from a stable. So I, of course, picked her,
I'm sorry, stable?
like a stable of lesbians, a roster,
Okay, okay,
you
okay.
know, a lineup. You pick your girl, and it also keeps a list of your exes. So when I logged into the app, it somehow remembered that I had been on it in 2012. It's like, who's your exes? And it's all the little cartoon girls that you used to date. And if you go to try to ask another one of the little cartoon girls out when she's not your girlfriend, it says, like, careful, you have to break. If you ask Kira out, this will end things with Sam. So it's like compulsory monogamy,
Right.
coming back to it's like I thought in 2012, I was young. I thought that's just the way it is. I thought, of course, if I ask out Kira, I got to break it off with Sam.
Is it
Uh,
also, Julia,
uh-huh.
2012? Where was I? I mean, maybe I needed to learn a lesson about that. Maybe we were all a bit of college
Mm,
fuckboys needing to learn. No,
so
no.
wise.
You break
So
up,
wise.
you communicate,
Yeah.
and then you move on, Crosby,
Right.
and then you move on, and then you move
It's a
on.
linear, it's a linear sequence. There's a suggested trajectory.
This app was made by some like burned lesbian who's like, oh, you're just trying to move on without
Yeah.
talking to Jessica first?
Yeah. Yeah.
That chance.
Okay. I have a
Okay.
question for you, Cross. I was
Mhm.
thinking this the whole time I was watching the movie. I'm dying to
Mhm.
ask you.
Please.
I got to let the listeners in on something that is our noticeable phenomenon where all of our faves, all of our gay faves,
Mhm.
stuff comes out. It turns out that they're either an idiot or an asshole, right? We
Mm.
find out that people like, okay, asshole,
Right.
Ellen, right? That's the example.
Okay.
Ellen, it
Yeah,
turned out to be an
absolutely.
asshole.
And
Abby
famously,
Wambach for
yeah.
me, it used to be big for me in my younger days. She's an idiot. She's a dumb
Mhm.
jock, right?
Oh, that's so harsh.
But I mean, it's we're still into it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not
yeah. It's
mean
allowed.
if we're still into it.
Mhm.
So my question for you
Mhm.
is Megan Rapinoe
Mm.
the is she the only smart I kind of think she's smart.
I think she's really my takeaway from this doc is that I actually am um I'm now a bird baby and a Pinot baby.
I love that. I love that.
And I thought I would never be.
Yeah.
Because I realized this doc, like I was really believing sort of like the press driven. I think what lesbians online are horny for about Megan Rapinoe are not the things that I like
Totally.
about her, which I discovered through this documentary, which is
Like
why I
what,
did this
baby?
job.
Like what?
Like her brain and
Like her purple hair.
that stance. Like that stance I
Mm.
hated. I was like, oh, please. And then I watched the doc and I was like, that's
It's kind of metal. It's
kind of
yeah.
like she did it. Like she was doing Are You Entertained? Which Gladiator is one of my favorite movies.
You can say that. You can say that.
Can I say that here?
Yeah.
And she just had a hot vibe. Like it feels like she actually didn't want this job of doing this, and she kind of took it upon herself to do it, and that's
Totally.
hot to me.
And she's humble about it too, like how she,
She is.
I love that part where she was saying like I hate, she says I hate when athletes like talk about how hard they work hard day in day out, and she said because everyone else does too. Wasn't that great?
I was like, Megan.
Like, oh my God. Yeah, I think she's really humble. I think the stuff about her brother, I know that doesn't make someone smart, but it makes someone wise, right?
No, but I think she is. Yeah, I think she's really smart because she's not acting like she's the smartest person on earth for like doing
Right.
this very basic like thing that you should do. That she should do is just equal pay, fight for equal pay if she must. And she talked about her brother. She's like, her brother had this drug problem, and she's like, we're the perfect example of like America. He's like getting arrested. He's like addicted to dope. Are we calling it dope? Heroin is dope?
I think we're calling it dope. Yeah.
Okay. I never know these days what it's called. I'm a big fan. Is O'Hara gay?
Yes. And yes, she is. And it was sort of she didn't really come out. And so people sort of speculated for a long time. She was kind of assumed straight, but people didn't know. And then she kissed, it was like a momentous thing. She kissed her girlfriend after a win, and everyone was like, okay.
Got it. Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker. Okay, she gay. I fell in love with her in this doc too.
Lovely.
Yeah. I didn't know she was a little spitfire.
She's a little spitfire. Yeah. Yeah. And Kristen Press too. Big old sweetie pie.
She's a big sweetie pie. You know what I felt when she was on the screen?
Huh.
And in general, what I feel about her is I want to protect her.
She's baby.
She's baby. And Tobin, sorry, but scares me. Christian lesbians kind of scare me sometimes, but like, I just want to protect her little heart, Kristen's little heart.
Yeah.
And her little autonomy.
Her little smile.
Her little sweet eyes.
Her freckles.
That tan skin. Sun-kissed, really.
Oh God. Oh yeah. I mean, this was it was great. Did Sue Bird's appearance, was that a showstopper for you?
My last note, like I stopped taking notes. It's just really big Sue Bird.
I know.
Because I thought, no, they're not gonna.
No.
I don't know, if I really hope they actually last. I hope not, because Sue Bird and I
have a chance.
We'll
have a little something going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Were you upset that Abby wasn't
in it? Well, no, I mean, Abby hasn't been on the team,
right,
for a bit. She's out. She's out.
But that tennis player lady was in it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, what tennis player?
Billie Jean King.
Oh, Billie Jean King was in it.
Gay?
When was Billie Jean King in it? Sorry.
think it was like for a news like interview moment where it flashed on the
Oh, right,
screen.
right. Yes. Yeah.
Anyway,
And
I didn't
Michelle
know.
Akers is also old school. And Julie Foudy, how cute was Julie Foudy? How
Okay.
cute was Julie Foudy?
Gay?
I don't know.
Okay.
I
But
don't
I
know.
swear to God, the podcast isn't just going to be us listing names of people and being like, gay?
Okay.
Wait, gay? Gay?
Yeah, sorry about all this, guys. Yeah, I don't know with that previous generation. I know that I wore a Mia Hamm jersey for a long time, and it's funny. It's like Mia Hamm is not gay, but she's married to Nomar Garcia Parra. But
Wow.
every girl who was wearing a Mia Hamm jersey in
Was gay.
1998 is gay now. So
Yeah.
he did do a big
One,
service.
that so many people's realization moments was her doing what we all know she did, which do I even have to say?
No.
She slid across that grass.
How did you feel about Rachel Maddow?
Rachel Maddow and Megan Rapinoe being in the same room, I didn't expect to hit me as hard as it did. It was so beautiful. I wanted to cry.
When they shake hands, I was like, "You're gay,
And
and you're gay, you guys."
it was like a moment, like I would date them both. Like they probably wouldn't date each other.
It's the Shane and Finley situation. It's the Shane and Finley situation, which
Yeah.
we've talked about. It's we are straight men and they are, like hot blonde, quote unquote, lesbians. And
in
it's
porn.
because the fantasy is that it's like, oh, these two are into each other. The fantasy is that they would be into me, but
Right.
those girls are not into each other.
No.
Shane and Finley will never get together.
No.
But it doesn't mean we can't be horny for it.
No.
And Rachel and Megan, same thing.
This reminds me of something that I texted you about, I think yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I was dog sitting.
The texting keeps coming into play.
It rolls in and out, in and out. I was walking a dog and it wasn't mine. I don't know anything really about the dog. And I passed a woman on the street who to me read as like an older butch lesbian, which is they are my kings, they are my queens, they are my gods. I would be nothing without
mothers,
older butch lesbians. Like I think about them all the time. I bow to I kiss the ring, like everything to me is
they walked
so we could do this fucking stupid podcast. And I passed her and she was like, "Hey, what kind of dog is that?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know." Like I was actually also dressed. I don't know why I don't usually like dress well, but and not to say that I was dressed well, but I did look like a schoolgirl yesterday. Like I had like a little teeny skirt and like a little like button down and like
walking a dog at my after school job.
I was like, I don't know what kind of doggy it is. Can you check for me? God. And I just like in that moment, I was like, I don't know. Like, do you know? And just sort of like batting my lashes and really just like soaking up the moment of like the older and the younger generation.
You had a moment in the sun. Yeah.
Yeah, we had a moment in the sun.
Beautiful.
And it made me realize that's where we connect. Like just like showering our affection onto older butch lesbians.
The ones who came before. Yeah.
The ones who came before.
Yeah. And that actually is a big part of our foundation because we do have one night, one legendary night.
Mm-hmm.
Should I even go into that?
I think you should. You make it quick.
You do it. You do it.
Okay. We went to school in New Orleans together. We went out one night. We went to a party, like a lesbian party.
It was like a bar in the suburbs that was having like a lesbian night.
That night we went out and met the older lesbians.
Yeah.
I actually did get someone's number, an older lesbian's number.
She was not, and yes.
She was older than us.
Sure. She was not kind of the older butch like foremother that we're sort of speaking of, but yes, this is super important.
And I liked her and we were texting, and then we were with someone around our age, and I was like freaking out because I hadn't talked to a lot of girls before, and I was like, what should I text her when we left? I was like, what should I say? And this person we were with, who was our age at the time, again, we went and they were older lesbians, but we weren't like necessarily aghast. Like we were just like, oh, we were expecting younger, and it's not that, but it's this.
I think
and
we were pretty like
happy,
affectionate with them. Even
we were happy.
We were happy. Yeah.
We were like, oh, thank God. Like we were just
and to
like,
orient the listeners to our age, we were probably 22.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And having a great time, I'd say.
Yeah.
And this person our age said that I should text her that the bar was a cesspool of old lesbians. And I think this speaks to internalized homophobia that person had.
Yeah.
Even though that person was like more out, I think, than I was even at the time, and more like lesbian reading.
Mm-hmm.
Like she wanted me to say such mean things, this person, and I did.
I mean, that really like speaks to, it's like when we didn't have a lot of education. We didn't have a lot of resources. We're like talking like we're like at speakeasies in the 50s trying to hide our lesbian whatever.
Like we didn't even know about.
No, but
gauges.
it was a different thing back then, and we talk about that often as well. The Gen Z. Can you imagine? Do you think Gen Z would listen to this podcast even?
Absolutely not. Under no circumstances would they ever. But I do, and I think probably we've already been offensive in some way that I don't even know yet, that I will learn about
right.
soon enough. And I'm literally shaking in my boots, terrified at all times. But I think the thing about Gen Z is like everyone is just kind of queer. And what when I feel the oldest is this feeling of like the old butch dyke lesbian, like of them not getting the praise they deserve.
Right.
Because everyone's kind of queer. In like the Gen Z, it's like all kind of like about not labels.
Sure.
And I'm like, I hear you and I love and j'adore, but
at the same time,
we have to show love.
Yeah.
To our kings.
Absolutely.
They'll figure it out. Listen, they'll be fine.
Do you have time to?
Mm-hmm.
You have time. Okay.
I have 2 minutes. What kind of time? Where are you wanting to get at?
Maybe five.
I mean,
3.
listen, 3. Let's do 3.
Okay, Crosby. The other really important thing that I can't wait to cover with you is, okay, I listened to the Pants episode with Gwyneth Paltrow. I sure did. God. Okay. I'll start.
Okay.
The way that they say, when they said you're an honorary gay. Oh, to orient the listeners, Pants is a podcast with Kate Menig and Leisha Haley, famously of the L Word. They have a podcast. We listen to it. That's all I can say. We listen to it sometimes.
Every now and then.
Gwyneth Paltrow was on because she is Kate Menig's cousin, which I didn't know before, but I feel like when I found it out, I just thought like, I felt the same as when I didn't know that. It was like unsurprising for some reason.
Do you know what I felt when I found that out?
What?
Betrayed. Do you want to know why? Shane is posited as this like rough and tumble, like from the wrong side of the tracks, lesbian who against all odds like is a billionaire now who owns 17 hair salons. And to find out, I know that that's not how acting works. Like you don't as an actress, I actually know that that's not how it works. But I kind of did want to think that Kate also had like some like wasn't just sort of an upper crust like silver spoon gal.
But just yeah, or at least like neutral. I don't know. You're right. You're right. It sucked. It sucked to find that out. It sucked to hear them call her an honorary gay. Can
Honorary
you think of
lesbian, I think,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Can you think of anyone who's less of an honorary lesbian than Gwyneth Paltrow? It's hard. It's hard for me.
I don't think she even like my favorite part of that episode was Gwyneth. Literally genius. Literally so great. I think she was like, am I?
Yeah, yeah.
She's like, oh, thanks.
I kind
She's like, I've married 5 men. She's like, I don't know how you could.
yeah, yeah. Um, I also kind of thought that like when she was I just I kept thinking that Gwyneth kept thinking like, I'm cool. I'm cool. I'm talking to lesbians. I'm cool. When she was like the way that she like asked about Leisha's girlfriend, I just
Right.
I know this is unfair to put on somebody, but I was inside Gwyneth's head and I was hearing her think like, I'm cool. I'm asking about her girlfriend.
Yeah.
I
Well,
know that she's a woman and her girlfriend is another woman.
sometimes women date women.
I'm
It's
down
like
with
when my
it.
mom is like talking to her friends and they're like, and is like, well, Crosby's girlfriend. And like dramatic pause, looks around. She's like, Crosby has a girlfriend and like repeats the pronouns over and over and over again.
Just
She's like,
daring someone to have a problem with it. You step to me.
yes, it did get the vibe where she's like, I'm chilling just with my lesbian cousin and her lesbian friend. And we're just
Yeah.
being girls talking about dating.
And they also, I mean, this thing that we hate where when people are famous, they get asked for advice that they are not qualified to give at all just because they're famous. And really, the answers to every one of their questions could just be like, well, I'm rich, you know? Like, it's like, they're like, what do you do for self care? Or like, how do you not get insecure in relationships?
It's
And
like
it's
make
like,
500K more a year.
yeah. Start there. Yeah. Or the woman
Buy a
at
sauna.
the first woman who was like, I have a hard time feeling like my shit is together because I have Coke cans all over my apartment and my place is trashed. And how do you feel like you like hold it all together? And I was like, baby, no, these are not your girls.
I know
And
they're like
Gwyneth was
cut.
like, well, it starts with, for me, it actually starts with food and listening to your body. And which I fucking hate because listening to your body, it's always the implicit assumption that your body is telling you to eat healthy things. And if you just
Something.
listen, then you'll be doing a good job.
Just listen and then go to Erewhon and spend upwards of $1,000 a week on grains. I
And
don't know.
yeah, kimchi, seaweed.
Kimchi.
Yeah.
Mm.
Um, yeah.
It was frustrating. I did find that Gwyneth, in general, I think Gwyneth doesn't shy away from the fact that like she is a rich lady. That is her truth. Like that's kind of her life. She's unapologetic about it in a way that's like a little bit nice. Like
Yeah.
she's like, yeah, no, this is actually the only way that I know how life is.
Yeah.
I do feel like older lesbians, including our generation, tend to forget that like, especially like white ladies in general, but like older white lady lesbians forget that like being gay doesn't kind of like override the fact that like you're a rich white lady. It's like they inherently believe like every part of their life is like this rebellion against what could be, which is that they're like living on the
Yes.
streets because they're gay.
Right.
And it's like,
Adversity. Yeah.
no,
There's no, yeah.
you're doing good, girls.
Totally. And when Gwyneth, oh my God, when Gwyneth, like, she went on something where she's like, and that's just life. And to be alive is to suffer. As long as you're alive, there's going to be suffering. And sometimes in life, you just have to it was like she was talking like a robot.
Mm.
She was talking about suffering and sadness, but she like hasn't experienced those things. So she's like, she's like an AI, like
Okay,
speaking
well,
about suffering and life.
this is what I feel about. I know that she has. I know rich people and rich white people. Listen, I come from a rich white family, okay? That's right. I said
Get
it
that out
here.
of the way.
Um, uh, And I know people experience sadness, whatever, blah, blah, blah. That's fine to say and talk about. I think to be that rich and like have that much and to not talk about that when also talking about like being yourself and like working out and going to the sauna and going to the museum, and not also be like, listen, I'm coming from a place where I have millions of dollars and that changes my outlook a little bit. Like you should be, if you're giving advice to random people who are like, how do I make it to my next day?
Yeah.
Then like that should be required of you to like sprinkle in somewhere. Just acknowledge it.
Yeah. Yeah. And she don't acknowledge it. You're more gracious than me because you're like, I know rich people have sadness too. I'm like, what sadness? What sadness? Yeah, they're rich.
There's something
Do they?
to say about like the soullessness of winning at capitalism.
Mm. And it's that it's hot.
It's that it's fucking hot. Give me all the money. Give me all the money. Give me all the.
Crosby, we gotta go.
We gotta go.
Wow, we busted it out.
We busted it out.
This has been the first episode. How do you feel it went? You feel good?
I feel so happy. Couldn't be more in love with you. I'm terrified.
I'm totally consumed by my love for you. I'm fearful to hell. I've been pissing my pants since we hit record.
Deep fear.
Yeah. No one better to go on this journey with. Go forth and be gay.
Okay. Love.
Love, love, love.